What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode on Rojas Media Baseball Talk. We are continuing with our top 5 players at each position. Setting up here with the top 5 shortstops in baseball currently in 2021 while we are in the midst of this lockout, going on a couple of weeks now. So, going to drop a description to all the top 5 at each position I've done so far in the description box. Catchers, first baseman, second baseman, and here we are, shortstop. So those will be in the description box. If you didn't catch any of those, go catch those. So, without further ado, coming in with our first honorable mention. And yes, people, the general perception with this player is that he's one of the more overrated shortstops in baseball. Javi Baez. And with that perception, that does not mean that he's not still one of the better shortstops in baseball. I know he wasn't 31 defensive runs saved above average like he was in 2019 in the last few years, but he's still one of the better defensive shortstops in baseball. He does strike out a lot, but he hits a lot of bombs, and I'd still take him over most shortstops in baseball. Look, I know he got that deal with the Tigers, and if you're a Tigers fan, I probably would have wanted Correa or someone else maybe over Baez. But Baez, he was going to get that money. And Baez, to me, he's still among the top 7 shortstops in baseball. As overrated as you think he might be, still in the upper echelon of the shortstops. There are about, 30 starting shortstops in baseball. Javi Baez in the top 7, still one of the better starting shortstops in baseball. Number 6, Corey Seeger. Now, my gripe with Corey Seager, he could be in the top 2, top 3 if he stayed healthy. He hasn't been able to stay healthy, since 2017, really. When he's been healthy, though, he has been one of the best shortstops in baseball. Let me say that. The problem is, though, it's not like he's just missed 5-10 games a season here and there. No, he's been missing a good chunk. In 2018, he missed most of the season. I believe last year he missed pretty much half the season. When he's been healthy, though, one of the better hitting shortstops in baseball, average defender, solid defender, but, the power is there. One of the better hitting shortstops in baseball when he's healthy. That's the only thing that's missing from him being in the top 5. So let's get to the top 5. Coming in at number 5, Trevor Story. Now, Trevor Story, for whatever reason, this past year in a contract year, wasn't a great season. Wasn't a terrible season, but for Trevor Story, being the last 3 years before 2021, the seasons he was having as one of the better power hitting shortstops and in the field as well. Not just hitting shortstops, but in the field. For whatever reason in 2021, kind of had an off year. I don't know if he was feeling the pressure of it being a contract year or whatever. Wasn't happy being in Colorado. But I would still take Trevor Story over, over most shortstops right now. He still comes in at number 5 for me, even with the offseason he had. We'll see where he goes next season. There's been rumblings he might go to New York or might even stay in Colorado, which is one thing I heard. It's crazy. There's no way he's staying in Colorado. But who knows? But Story still, to me, among the top 5 shortstops in baseball. I expect him to come back next year and to have more of a Trevor Story season. So Story, top 5. Number 4. Now, I wouldn't have done this maybe a couple of years ago, but the last couple of years that he's had, Trey Turner. Trey Turner has been one of the best hitters in baseball in the last couple of seasons. Led the league in led the majors, not even just National League, led the majors in hits the last few seasons. I guess he's an average defensive shortstop, but the point here is, though, the hitter he is. He's led the league in hits last couple of seasons. I believe he's won the batting title. He definitely won it in 2020. If he didn't last year, he was right there. Was traded from Washington to LA and was immediately impactful for the Dodgers, was putting up the same numbers that he'd been putting up the last couple of seasons. And also one of the quickest players in baseball. He's been one of the quickest players in baseball since he's made his way in the league. So Trey Turner, just the player that he's been the last couple of seasons, I think he's moved his way right in there in top 4. Currently, you want him on your team more than most other players at shortstop, even second base, because he's played a little bit of both the last couple of seasons, but he's played more shortstop. He's going to be probably the shortstop for LA since Seeger went to the Rangers. So now that Turner's there, he's still there on contract. So Turner's going to be a shortstop. So that's why he comes in still to me as one of the top 5 shortstops. So he's number 4. Number 3, Xander Bogaerts. Xander Bogaerts has been one of the best hitters to me, all-around hitters in baseball in the last 3 or 4 seasons. And people thought that Red Sox lose Mookie Betts. Red Sox are rebuilding. Blah blah blah. Xander comes in, and Xander's the heart of that lineup. We all knew Mookie and JD Martinez, but Xander Bogaerts has been the heart of that lineup and the reason why that offense has been what it's been. Even last year, when they lose Mookie and they weren't even expected to be even close to a playoff team. I expect them to be at best 78 to 80 wins, and Xander Bogaerts is a big part of that. The only problem is not the greatest fielder, but the bat is so good that whatever about the defense. Because in baseball, your bat can be so good that people aren't going to care about your defense because it's not as important. So Xander Bogaerts, to me, right there, number 3. Number 2, Carlos Correa. As much as we might hate him, baseball fans all around America might hate Carlos Correa, but look, man, look what he's done the last couple of seasons. He's finally been able to stay healthy. That's been a big thing with him, is health, and he stayed healthy the entire season last year, and he had a career season, career high in WAR. I believe a career high in defensive runs saved. Won a Gold Glove easily. Was just one of the better all-around players in baseball. As much as we might hate to say it, because it's the Astros, Carlos Correa was one of the best players in baseball. No doubt about it. Postseason hitting the last couple of seasons. Look at his postseason numbers. Has been one of the more clutch hitters for them in the postseason. Especially, remember last year in the shortened season against who was it? Was it Tampa Bay? They almost came back, and Correa hit a big walk-off, and we all remember that. They didn't win that series, but they got close. They were down 3-0, and they got it to Game 7. They almost won. But Correa was a big part of that. Correa, this is the type of player people expected Correa, being a number 1 draft pick. This is the type of player they expected him to be. Number 1. You had to know I was going here. You had to know. Fernando Tashis Jr. Debatably, arguably, the face of baseball. At the beginning of last season, he was hailed, being on the cover of MLB The Show. Everyone was saying, the personality, the talent, everything. Everyone was saying he's the face of baseball, and he might be. He still might be the face of baseball. Shohei Ohtani might have something to say about that. But Fernando Tatis Jr., look at what he does, man. I know the one big knock on him is the defense. He wasn't great defensively, but there are worse defenders. And like I just said with, I believe I said with Bogaerts, being as good offensively as Tatis is, people aren't going to care about the defense as much. And I know, people might nitpick and say what they say about Tatis, about the defense, whatever. But look, 42 bombs, 166 OPS plus last year. Look at what he's done. And, hopefully he can stay healthy, for years to come. Because we've, fans have kind of gotten scared with some of the shoulder injury scares that he's had this year, and I believe 2019, 2020, he might have had some injuries here and there. I know 2019, he missed a chunk of that season because of I think it was a shoulder injury. I could be wrong. I think that was the whole thing with him, but hopefully Tatis can just stay healthy going forward, because that's the big thing with him, because he's one of the best players in baseball. Let's get this straight. He's not just the best shortstop in baseball right now. He's one of the best players in baseball. Hopefully he can fix up the defense a little bit, because that would just be so fun to have a guy that's elite defensively to go along with the bat. We've seen that Tatis has the talent defensively. We've seen him make some of those crazy throws, some of just insane plays, jumping up and grabbing balls, whatever. But also, I wanted to mention Tatis's base running. It's base stealing. It's insane too. It's like every aspect. It's the base running, the hitting for power, the speed. One of the better base stealers, in baseball. All around, Tatis is just, to me, the best. One of the best players in baseball and the best shortstop right now. Strictly what he does with the bat. So that rounds out the top 5 shortstops in baseball. Go make sure to check out all the other positions I've done so far. They'll be in the description box. I'm going to get through every single position by the end of the offseason. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your list. I want to hear them. Thanks for watching.